name is Ruckus. Thanks for joining. Please like, subscribe, and share. 10-8. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on, everybody? If you guys don't know who this is Drew Collins. He's from Evansdale. He is the father of Elizabeth Collins. I'm sure after last night's show, those of you that were not familiar with who Drew is, now you are. How you doing, Drew?
Good.
You look fantastic.
Oh yeah, I spent a lot of time getting ready for this, doing my hair, and
Yeah, I have the same problem. I have the same
yeah,
problem. You know,
got the
I,
same. I think.
dude, I have to admit, when I first went there, I was a little apprehensive, and because being the best looking man for like 100 miles around, it's that's scary. You know,
When did this happen?
when I was there, I was afraid at first, man. It's I was the best looking guy for miles. There's no doubt about that. You didn't
You,
agree with that?
I don't know. I'll say yeah, Ruck. It's higher.
Yeah, but dude, I'm telling you that motorcycle ride and the whole get together, dude, that was impressive. The night before as well, meeting your friends and family and stuff, that was awesome. I didn't get a chance to talk with Heather at all, so next trip, hopefully I'll get to meet her. But meeting Larry was cool too. If you want to share with everybody, they pretty much know who Larry is because of Steve. But if you want to share how you met Larry.
Well, I'm a volunteer at Missing and Exploitive for a group called Team Hope, and what it is it's a bunch of parents that have all gone through losing a child or having a child missing. And we go out to Washington and we train on just how to help other parents through the process. And Larry was one of my parents that they paired me with, and just after talking to Larry, you're hearing his story, um, and how devastating it has been for his family. We just had an instant bond, and we just kind of hit it off, and yeah, that's it, man. We just I'm kind of helping him through the process, and along the way, really, he helps me just as much as I help him. He knows when I'm kind of having a bad day. If he knows there's stuff going on with our stuff, he's checking on me, and we just have built a really good friendship over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's awesome. It was cool meeting you both. I'd heard a lot about you from Steve and about Larry as well. But meeting you guys in person was fantastic. You guys are both great. I hate to meet you under these circumstances, obviously, but you guys are good people. Outside, well, outside you have more hair than I do. Other than that, I like you. You
I,
know,
I don't know anybody that doesn't have more hair than you. I mean,
there's
it's
babies.
there.
Dude, I was on the plane and in front of me, this woman had a small baby, and he kept staring at me. And she turned around. She goes, "Oh, he likes you." And I said, "Yeah, he's smirking at me because he has more of the hair than I do." That's
Oh,
exactly what he's doing. But what are you gonna
definitely.
do? If you got a perfect head, why cover it up, Drew? That's my philosophy. But I wanted to open the chat. If anybody has questions for Drew, I'll try and keep an eye on it. Um, but I want to talk to you a little bit about that Memorial Island too, Drew. That thing's the bomb. Who came up with that concept?
You know, early on, there's so much. We wanted to make something good out of something bad. Um, and there's quite a few other families, that are, dealing with the same kind of tragedies. And I want to say my ex-wife, they were talking about making a park somewhere. And she said, "What about out there on the?" Because they had this little island out there where the girls were taken from, and there was just a bunch of trees and weeds. And so we just kind of started talking about it and put it all together. So it's been a process. At first, some people didn't want us doing it. So we had a lot of hurdles, and then the cost and stuff like that also. So
Do you have a
we just
puppy?
I'm babysitting my ex girlfriend's dog and daughter while she's in San Francisco with her new boyfriend. So
Oh, okay. Wow.
that's how I would get that job. But yeah,
That's because you're a nice guy. You must
I
be.
really love the dog. So
Yeah.
it's no big. Her dog's great too, and she's great. So um, it's just we do stuff for each other. So no big
Mm.
deal. But it's whining.
Can you see the chat as I'm putting it up underneath us here? Can you read? Is your phone big enough to see that?
My eyes ain't that great, so
Okay.
really,
Okay. If there's any big words, I'll read them. I'll
I
read them
appreciate
for
that.
you. Yeah. Anything like suave. Ruckus is suave. Jamie.
Anything bigger than 4 letters, um,
Yeah. You know all the four-letter words, right?
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we don't use those. We don't use that kind of language on my show. I'm
Um,
very
the,
religious. Yeah, I'm very religious. I don't put up with any of that. Everybody knows that. But a lot of people are saying hello. I mean, there's let me see, there's 73 people in here right now. They're still winding in. Is that a little puppy though? I mean, you took on a puppy for this person?
no, it's just it's a half. I can't remember what it is. Some breed of dog. I don't know. A
Half
little fluffy, a big fluffy tail.
Okay. Is it shitting in your house?
Only about every 2 or 3 hours. So doing good.
You're a better man than me, dude. You're a better man than me.
A sucker. What can I say?
Yes. No, you're a nice guy. So who was, I mean, without getting too deep in it, who was going against you making that Memorial Island? Who had a problem with that?
I think some people that lived around the island weren't really sure about it at first, but I think once it was, once they could see what we were doing and our vision, I think a lot of that changed. Um, we involved, we didn't just make it about our girls. We didn't want to just have it about just Elizabeth and Lyric. We wanted because we realized how many other people were having these issues and these kind of things happen in their life, and we wanted to make it for everyone. Um, so after people saw what we were doing and kind of got a sight of what we were doing, I think everyone's pretty much really likes it now. So that was short lived. So, but it's
Mm.
beautiful now. Just like for Larry, um, his daughter's been missing since 1982, and there's no body. He doesn't have a grave to go to. So when I found that out, my mind was already working on finding Larry a spot out there. So we planted him a tree and put a plaque on it for his daughter. And now when he comes here, he's got a place to visit his daughter. So it's just important that I think that the people that are going through this kind of stick together. I kind of can understand Larry in a different way than anyone else can. And some of the other families, we kind of understand each other. And there's been quite a few other cases that we've brought to light out there as well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people out there that have memorials. Do those folks reach out to you and talk to you at all? Do you guys talk at all? Are they local, first of all?
Most of them are local, and a lot of them are people that maybe I talk to on a couple times a year, maybe. There's some out there I don't really know their families, so it just depends on the situation. So
Hmm.
some of them older cases. There's a missing guy that has a tree out there that went missing in 1978. Steve Kirkhoff. I think he was about 20 years old when he went missing. There's just a slew of different cases and situations out there, and it's good to bring light to some of those old cases. A lot of those families feel like they've been forgotten, because it's been so long. But we just want them to know we haven't forgotten.
You got Brock Jackwith? Hi, Uncle Drew from your family.
Oh,
Remember?
hey, yeah, absolutely.
So now I can't cuss, right? Is this a family show now?
Yeah, there's little kids there that have never heard cuss words. So
Okay, all right. Well, everybody knows that I am very reserved and I can keep my mouth clean.
I heard that.
Yeah, yeah. Whoever told you that's a liar.
Heard all the rumors. So
Already,
yes.
man. Did you get a chance to? And if you say no, I will hold it against you. But did you get a chance to watch the video from last night and see my drone footage from the park?
You know what? I did see some footage when you went out to Seven Bridges.
Okay.
Is that
I
what you?
took
Oh,
I took some video where the girls' bikes were found, and
okay.
I never got a chance to show it to you because you were so busy to see if that was accurate where I was filming at. So I'll send it to you. I'll text it to you so you can take a look at it and let me know. If not, I'll adjust it. Next time I come out because I want it to be accurate. A lot of these folks, you can't a newsreel and Google Earth just doesn't do it justice. You have to go there. And so I tried
It's.
to get as close as possible to them being there.
I kind of like think of it like almost as like a cattle run where they push the cattle through a certain from a certain side to another side, and there's nowhere for the cattle to go but one way. And I was kind of explaining that to Steve a while ago before he went there, and I think he really understood what I was saying after. But he didn't realize what it was like, and I don't think anybody does until you're down there and you put yourself kind of there in that situation. And it's like you can't hear anything 20, 30 feet away because the road is so loud and just where you're at. If they would have been down there yelling, trying to get help, no one would have heard them. Even
No,
though the houses are somewhat close, there's just it's so loud. Especially, I'm going to guess on Friday afternoon at 12 o'clock, it's going to be real busy. So that I mean, no one would have heard them.
yeah, and the road was under construction at that time. It was loud when me and Steve were in there, so I definitely understand what you're saying. So I don't know if road construction would have made it worse or not.
I'm
There's
going to say
Reg Dunlop has a question for you. To Drew, has Ellie involved with the girl's case been open with you and sharing info?
no. I mean, they've
Nothing
been
at all.
okay, but they don't tell me anything. I
Right.
don't know. I don't know if that's where they believe they were taken from. I don't know how they were killed. I don't know really anything except for the fact where we found them.
Okay. Now, did they find any evidence outside of the bikes? This is from Danger Dave. They find any footprints by that little platform or anything? Do you know? Well, you were there, right? You found the purse, didn't you?
I was there when they found the purse.
Okay.
I'm going to say there's that um, crime scene was totally walked over and trampled. They didn't close it down on Friday night. They they left it open all night. I think they thought. I don't think they realized what was going on. I think they thought maybe the girls had drowned or that they were going to be found pretty soon, like at a friend's or something like that. I don't think they um, really realized how bad it was at that point. So it was left open all night. I know there was a ton of people going through there all night long. So I wouldn't say that besides the bikes, I'm sure they could have got some evidence off the bikes because I'm pretty sure the bikes were taken into evidence, but it wasn't sealed off. That area wasn't sealed off.
Now, are you willing to take any questions? Because some of these people are asking questions about the early on investigation and stuff like that, and drugs. And you okay with that?
Go for it.
Okay. If not, just let me know.
Oh, if somebody pisses me off, I'll let them know.
Yeah, right on. Lisa said,
Yeah.
"Do you think the case was harmed by all the early reports of family and drugs?"
I don't think so. I mean, I think in any investigation, they start at the the nucleus, the family. They look at the family, the friends. Um, they were doing that in our case, and they were also, draining the lake. There were so many policemen here from so many different agencies. They were doing so many things. Um, they were looking at the family, looking at our friends, looking at sexual pedophiles in the area. They were knocking on those doors. They were draining the lake. They were doing a lot of things. So, I mean, anytime that a couple of kids go missing, they're going to look at the people in the family, and I was okay with that. Um, as far as I was concerned, go ahead and look at me and get on to the next people. That was my philosophy. Go ahead, ask me whatever you want. Um, the one thing that does bother me is like I wasn't into the methamphetamine deals with anybody, and I've had a few people lump us in with all that stuff, and you know you can look at my record. I'm 52, almost 52, and it's pretty damn clean. I mean, I've never really been in trouble for a whole lot, so um, I'm not into the methamphetamine shit, and so either was Heather. So I mean that kind of was hard, um, but it was okay because at that point you really don't give a shit. You just want your kid found, and so for
Exactly.
me, like go ahead and look at my phone, look at my friends, my computer, whatever. I don't care because I want you to get through me so you can move on to somebody else because I knew I didn't have nothing to do with it. So
Somebody just gave me $4.99 for the Ruckus Hat Fund. I guess he wants me to wear a hat. He's an asshole, though. Just so
you need
that's.
more, you need more than a hat. I'm thinking a tarp and a hat.
Oh, a
Tarp,
top.
hat over top.
Okay, I see how this is going to go. But yeah, I just didn't want to. We really didn't talk about anything about what was good and what wasn't. I feel like I know you enough to know that it's not going to piss you off. I wouldn't ask anything.
I'm pretty open because I got nothing to hide. So I mean, and that's kind of the thing is if um, you can say whatever you want when you don't have anything to hide. So I don't really care.
Hmm. Now, has there ever been a time when you thought there was an arrest was near? That's from Reg Dunlop. Did it ever seem
No,
like they were on to somebody? Nothing yet, huh?
no,
Okay. Now,
because just
what?
tell me that kind of stuff. I mean, I've had tips come in and where I was discussing certain tips that I knew about that came in, and that's as close as it's ever gotten, and nothing's ever panned out on anything like that.
Now, have they said anything about new technologies and DNA and stuff like that? You don't even know what they found on the bikes, right? You don't know if they got prints or anything off the bikes. Okay.
No clue.
Yeah,
I'm
I read.
assuming. I'm assuming that they've gotten stuff off the bikes and maybe some of the stuff that they found with the girls' bodies, but they don't share that with me.
Yeah, I reached out to them actually when we were at when I the first day I met you at lunch. I reached out to them and they basically told me to go outside and play hide and go fuck myself. They didn't even get back with me or nothing. So the next time I come, I figure you and I can take a ride over there to the detectives vision division. And
Uh, I'm not doing that.
no, if
No,
if you're
no.
scared, say you're scared. Get a Rottweiler. I'll
I
go
tell
with
you,
you.
I try never to piss these guys off. I know they're it's not working as fast as I want it to, and it's frustrating. But I don't try to fuck with these guys at all. I just let them do their job, and I try to be supportive of them, and because they have to work within the confines of the law. They have to follow the Constitution with these assholes they're dealing with, and sometimes it's
Unfortunately, yeah.
not easy to do what they're doing, and it's probably frustrating for them too. So I try not to make them angry. And if I went over there with you,
Why, dude? I'm very nice.
they'd be angry. Yeah,
Well, they're gonna be angry then because I'm gonna go. They could have at least answered me.
I don't think
CJK, you don't think what?
I don't know if you'll be able to find their office.
Yeah, you watch me, dude. Uh, CJK wants to know: has a private investigator ever been involved? Do you know of that?
We've had some private, like Steve, and we've had a couple other people like been looking into it, but they don't have any of the raw information. Really, they can go off of like rumors and things that they hear, but they're not going off evidence, so it makes it quite hard for them, I'm sure.
Hmm. Now somebody's asking about the purse. You know, the bikes they can understand, but why would they throw the purse over the fence? Did they know it contained a phone and thought it could track them? I mean, nobody knows that. But do you have any inkling on that? That is kind of strange.
I'm gonna guess they looked in the purse or didn't want anything the girls to bring anything with them. I don't know, but it was tossed over the fence, and maybe whoever was taking them looked over the fence or looked in the purse and didn't want to bring a phone to be tracked. It wasn't a working phone. She could get on the internet from home and play games and stuff like that, but it wasn't a working phone.
Okay. Yeah, because that was kind of odd to me too. And Kristen from Behind the Crime Door, she's a creator. She has an awesome channel. She said, "Thank you for accepting our Ruckus. He is our second national treasure." See, finally somebody knows what they're talking about. I'm a
What nation?
treasure.
What
I'm a
nation? I want to know.
I'm a treasure.
To
National
what
treasure. Yeah, I don't know. The Oompa Loompa
Oompa
Nation. Because, dude, I'm in good shape. You know.
you are?
Yeah, eggplant's a shape, right?
I've seen you. You got to remember that.
Dude, my shadow weighs 8 pounds. I know
Just
how big.
saying.
And I had Steve carrying my backpack for me because it was too heavy.
You. Well, I, I think Steve had to do most of the work, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he
All
tried to work me. Yeah, he
all
tried
the
to work me. But my job was just to protect the national treasure, which is Steve. And then when he cut his hand on the thorn bush, everybody was upset. Like I was supposed to throw myself on the thorn bush to protect him. That's a bunch of
oh,
bullshit. Yeah, nobody cares about me. I'm disposable. I'm very disposable compared to Steve.
nice.
Now, we're coming back out there in 6 to 8 weeks, probably closer to six, maybe even sooner than that. You know, I'd like to have dinner with you and stuff when we get out there, and maybe meet Heather this time around. I didn't want to interrupt her and introduce myself. She probably would have told me to go pound sand.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah, like I said, it was uncomfortable for me being the best looking guy for like 100 miles around. It's uncomfortable. That's not something that I'm used to. You know,
I'm sure you're not used to it.
at all, at
You
all.
must have been in the pig barn.
Dude, I'm from the projects in Boston. Yeah, there's no good looking people there. I was it. So picture that. I was it.
Man, man, it must be rough in Boston.
Yeah. You'd love it there if you skateboard. All kinds of places to skateboard.
I'm too fat
Now,
and tired to skateboard, but yeah.
here's a question from another subscriber, Turbo. Are you confident that the RSOs, which are registered sex offenders, I don't mind saying it, that were ruled out were done so thoroughly? There are a lot of registered sex offenders that do not report to the parole officers and aren't monitored properly, it seems. Do you feel confident they did a good job with that?
I don't really know. Like, we haven't got anybody arrested, so and I'm gonna guess it's somebody that's a registered sex offender. I don't see somebody just this being their first rodeo.
Mm,
Um, I just kind of think it has to be somebody with some sort of a record of doing something like this. Um, I just can't see somebody just going out on a whim on some day and taking two girls and murdering them. I
mm,
would say it's somebody that is in the system, and somebody can show up at your house and they can sit there and lie right to their face. Um,
absolutely.
the police have to prove it, and they have to, not only that, when they go to court, they have to make sure that you have enough evidence that everyone on that jury believes that that person did it. If there's one person on that jury that flakes and doesn't buy into what they're putting out, this guy walks. So they could very easily know exactly who did it, and they just are trying to put together more evidence. I don't know where they're at.
Hmm.
Um, I would like to hope that that they do have somebody of interest that they're kind of honing in on, but I don't really know that.
That was one of the things that really intrigued me into going. When me and Steve first started talking about it, was the opportunity to go knock on some doors. We looked up RSOs in the area, and I'm like a bull in a china shop, dude. I got to talk to people. I'm a face to face type guy, so I got to see nonverbal communication, body language, and all that. And I'm not very good at it, but I try and piss people off, and that'll usually get them to
I
crack.
think you're better at it than you think.
No, I'm really I'm not that good at pissing. I'm a very nice guy. I'm compassionate. We all know that. I'm compassionate. I got another super chat. This one's from Mayo, and he wants to buy LA a hat. The guy that wanted me to buy a hat. So there we go. Because LA's
Wow.
bald as well. So he's just talking
Oh,
shit. Yeah.
a bunch of bald guys on here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Me in LA, if he wasn't black and I wasn't white, we could put our heads together and make an ass out of ourselves. But it would look kind of funny since he's black and I'm white. It
I'm
would
not.
be hard. It would be hard too because he lives in Philly. He's a cop in Philly.
Oh
That's a
man, don't fight with those guys.
that's a whole nother story, Drew. I'll tell you real quick. He's been in two shootouts. He's been shot 4 times, and he hasn't shot nobody. That's a no shooting sob. He ain't shot
Man,
nobody.
take him out shooting. Teach him how to shoot.
Yeah, we tried to get him to come out there with us, and he's like, "Hell no, I ain't going out
Was he like was he like Barney Fife where they took his bullets or what?
there." Yeah, I guess so. I know that he can't shoot, and he's a magnet for lead. I know that he's been shot four
Yeah,
times.
like a trainer.
Yeah, exactly. He's a good dude, though. You'd love L.A. He's a good guy. I like L.A. Now let me see. Does law enforcement contact you at all, like on a every couple months or anything like that?
I'm either sending them messages or vice versa.
Okay.
Uh, we stay in good connection. Yeah, I mean if there's nothing really to talk about, we might go a month or so. But I sent the detective a message today, so
Mm.
depends
And
on what.
did he respond? I'm not asking you what he said, but did he respond right away?
No,
Okay.
it was nothing that needed a response. It was just I wanted to show him something.
Oh, okay. I got a super chat from Kristen, and she says, "Drew, all we want is justice for the girls. Thank you for being here. Ruckus, my dear, stay awesome. Drew, do you feel this monster knew the girls?"
You know, I think maybe possibly. If I found out later that the girls have been going out on bike rides. I was that time of the year. This time of year, it's still that same time of year, but I get up early and leave for work. So afterwards, I had found out that they had been going on bike rides quite a bit. So with kids, they might ride by somebody's house one time and wave at them. Next time they drive by, they get a little closer and they get that. These people know how to work kids and they groom them.
They sure do.
So, after a while, they might have thought they knew this guy. It might have been somebody, that has a house between here and there that they'd rode by on quite a few occasions, and they talk him into coming into the house, and where the bikes were is just a dump site. Um, we
Yeah,
don't know,
that's it. Absolutely. Now,
but what's that?
Rain Dancer wants to know if the girls often went down to Myers Lake. Did they go down there? Well, you said they started bike riding, so they probably went down there.
I don't know. They could have been, they could have just been going for bike rides, and then somebody lured them down there too.
Yeah,
Um, all those are things we got to think about, and are definitely possibilities. Um, they could have been out the front part of the park, and somebody said, "Hey, my dogs ran that way," can you go see if you can find my dog? I'll go this way. And then that person sat over there on Arbutus just waiting for him.
Mm.
Um, it's just so many things that it could have been. I try not to, just stick with one thing. I try to keep an open mind, um, just because, I have no clue. So
Well,
it's
you are
all,
absolutely right, dude. They get one shot, so they got to make sure they have their ducks in a row before they turn it over to the DA. Because that's it, one shot, man. If they don't get him, he's going to walk.
well, he may get away from them.
Gotcha. Nudge, nudge. I'm with you there, brother. I'm with you 100% there.
And ultimately, God knows. And I think God's going to be the ultimate judge for these people. Uh, they got to meet their maker someday. I know you don't. I don't think you're a believer, but I am. So that's kind of for me. That's the final pay for them. What they did is they're going to have to answer to God and His judgment. I mean, that's the worst thing you can do in God's eyes is touch one of His children. So I guess that's my I guess saving grace is that this person will ultimately pay with their eternal soul. So
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
forever.
Now, do you think that they threw the purse over the fence to mislead police? This is from Cleo, and that's her guess. That she's basically making a statement there, not asking a question.
It could have been to make the police think that um, were on the other side of that fence on the lake side. It could have just been like uh, they had it. One of them had it in their hands, and that person just took it from them and pitched it.
Hmm.
That that would be my idea. Is like it was just a kind of a that person probably grabbed it, see what was in it, and then pitched it over there.
So it wasn't hanging on the fence; it was over on the other side on the ground. Okay.
Not on the ground. It was hung up in some brush.
Okay. Yeah, the tall. It's still like that down further a little ways. In that
Yeah,
area, it looks like they cleared it out a little bit. They've really cleared out a lot there, from what I understand. They've got it looking
I
good.
think they realized what a dangerous spot it was with the coverage that there's. I mean, not being able to see back there at all. The city has gone back there since and cut back a lot of them trees. So
Even though, still, that's Steve calls it a choke point,
yeah,
and it absolutely is. If you go there and you see it, and it is, and that's Drew. I was surprised how far it was to the end of the fence from where the bikes were. That's not a short walk. If,
no,
if you were abducting two small girls, that's why I say my opinion is that there was at least two people involved, and at least one of them knew at least one of the girls to have a ruse like that.
sure.
But we'll find out.
Well, hopefully we find out.
Let me see here. Trying to see if there's another question for you. Yeah, whoever did it, they called them the monster or monsters knew that area too well, and Seven Bridges as well. That's way out of the way, dude. I mean, that's a hike back there, and to where you park, there's only one way in, one way out, so you could see if somebody was coming or not.
Yeah, I don't think the girls were their bodies were dropped there. I think they were taken there and murdered there. Um, I'm a big guy. I wouldn't have wanted to carry either one of those girls out, especially Lyric was a lot bigger. Uh, I
Yeah,
don't know.
dude,
To
I
me,
I walked it. That's not an easy task. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, especially this time of year, the bugs, all the thistles. Um, it's thick, very thick.
yeah, it was difficult, and there's not really a trail. There's like a little game trail, but I'm from Boston, dude. I kept getting lost. Steve's like, "Where
You're
are you?"
way wider than that trail. You were up.
But when we got back there, it's like all I could think of is Lyric was wearing flip flops, and that low ground cover is like viney, and it was grabbing onto my shoes and my pants and stuff like that. So that kind of shit pops into my head, and it pisses me off. It really pisses me off. But I agree with you that they weren't carried back there. There's no way. That's a task for sure, no doubt about it. Especially if it was one person, Drew.
I don't know. I just find it hard to believe it was one person.
Hmm. Eric, I don't think so. Eric asked, "Have you ever thought about suing Evansdale police to get your daughter's case?" Evansdale PO, I guess, a police office, to
Have
get
I thought
face
about to do what?
to get the case files, to get what
I don't,
they have.
I don't think in Iowa you can do that.
Okay.
And I want the police to solve this case, so this person or people can go to prison. I also want anyone who helped them cover it up. I want to know everyone so we can expose those people for what they did. You know, if to me, if you help someone get away with this, um, however that may look, I just want those people to be exposed so people know what those people are about too. And I have a good feeling that there's a few people like that that helped.
Absolutely. Somebody knows. It always ends up that way. True.
And me, anyone like that is just as big of a piece of shit as the people that did this,
Every
because
bit.
you're condoning it by helping them get away with it and not uh, letting them get justice. So any of those people out there, I'm going to make sure everyone, when I find out, I'm going to make sure everyone knows your damn name and what you did and knows who you are too. I want those people just as bad as I want the perpetrator.
Badger Mama said, "God bless you, Drew." A, a,
Thanks.
a lot of people are giving well wishes. It's hard to keep up. There's a lot of people in chat, and I'm really trying, guys. If I find any questions, I'm trying to give them to Drew. Now, can you talk about the HBO documentary? Are you allowed to talk about that? They did do one, right? Or they're working on one.
Um, yeah, we've got 3 episodes done. Um, I thought it was going to be out this year, but I think HBO is in the process of buying Discovery and a couple other channels, and they're going to make like one big channel. I'm not sure exactly all the ins and outs, but I've seen the first 3 episodes of the documentary.
Okay. And what's your opinion of it?
It was so hard to watch.
Oh, I can
Um,
imagine. Yeah.
it was just like reliving it for me. It just really, there's so much more of the story to be told. It just touched on um, the beginning days, and and there's just so much more to talk about. I don't know if they're planning on doing more. I've been told they want the guy that did it wants to do more, but I don't know yet. I was hoping it would be out already, but um, just waiting.
Mm. Well, that'll bring, the more attention we can bring to the case. I like going out and working on them and meeting folks like yourself. That's what I like doing. I'm not real big on just bringing attention to them and then moving on to the next one. I get attached. Drew, this is personal to me now. I'm not letting go of this until it's seen all the way through.
Good.
You'll be sick of me, brother.
I'm already sick of you, Ruckus.
Do the initials FO mean anything to you?
I do enjoy being mean to you for some reason. It's just fun.
Everybody does. Yeah, everybody does. My wife does the same thing.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. Poor lady.
36 years, coming up on 37
Oh,
years.
God,
Yeah, she's going straight to heaven.
I
Straight.
guess.
She's going to pass the Pope on the way to heaven, dude.
He's
You
going
kidding?
in the opposite direction you're going, bud.
Well, I know a bunch of people that can save me a seat right now. And
Yeah. No,
if I end up down there, I'll get to see some of these assholes that I don't
there you
care
go.
for, that have done some nefarious things while I was on
There's,
this earth.
these people that do this to children, I just can't even comprehend. Like me and you, and I'm sure 99.99% of your viewers can't comprehend how sick these people are. If me or you saw a child, needing help, we would jump out of our vehicles to help them. And these people, they look at a 6-year-old girl the way I look at a swimsuit model.
Mm.
It's just, you can't put somebody in prison for 5 years and get them uh, fixed from that.
It doesn't rehabilitate them.
Well, no, like when
Doesn't.
I get out, if you like little boys, if I send you to prison for 5 years, when you get out of prison, you're still going to like little boys. You can't take
Mm.
that out of someone's heart. And
Absolutely.
these people, they look at our kids that way, very like disgusting and sick.
Mhm.
The things that they do to our kids, and I think it's way past time that we all stood up and said no more. Like these assholes need to be put down like rabid animals.
Agreed.
Uh, and the fact that they're so lenient on them, make the lawmakers are so lenient on them, and I know the reason that it's because half of them are pedophiles.
Sure. You have
So
to be lenient
why
against somebody like that.
why would they want to make it hard on pedophiles when they're pedophiles themselves?
Yeah. Klunder's a good example. Michael Klunder. Look at
He
that
should have
ass.
never he should have never been released from prison.
Nope.
Uh, that makes me madder in hell.
Hmm.
This is a guy who showed violent tendencies since he was a young high school kid. And even before that, he showed he's a psycho. And he kidnapped two 3-year-old girls and threw them in a dumpster. The state of Iowa, it's supposed to be if you kidnap someone, it's life in prison. And he also kidnapped another woman. Same time, he should have never seen the light of day. Um, but they have in their little twisted heads in our government that they think that they can rehabilitate these assholes and put them back into society with us.
Yeah.
And
Let us deal with them.
well, their families ain't around them, but ours are.
Mm. Right.
That's not fair to the rest of us that we have to live like when me and you were kids, Ruckus. We could go ride our bikes and we played, and because of the fact they've been so soft on these men, uh, we can't anymore. Our kids have to live in fear. Our parents live in fear. You got to watch your kid 24/7, and if you look outside, there's no kids playing anymore. Kids don't
No.
play outside. Their parents are too scared. They don't want their kids being murdered.
Yeah. I have two sons, and with my job, I was very protective. I couldn't imagine if I had girls, brother. But I've dealt with these pedophiles, both in the prison system. I worked death row in Florida. That was my first job, and on the street. And dude, you never know it. You don't know they're sick fucks until you get them, till you corner them. Um,
You
they're out
can't
there.
read mind. And the thing about these guys, a lot of them, they live in a fantasy driven world
Hmm.
where most of the hours of the day they're in fantasy land, and they just fantasize about this stuff, and they're just waiting for an opportunity to where no one's around, where they think they can get away with it, and they just reoffend.
Yeah,
You can't
it's a
can't take
sickness.
somebody.
Yeah, they're sick. They're sick in the head, dude. Apparently, they found a lot of shoes during the search. Were any of those shoes the girls? Do you know?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay. But yeah, these are sick fucks, Drew. They could live next door to you and you wouldn't even know it. And in prison, they're behaved, they're quiet, they get out early for good behavior, they get cushy jobs working in the law library and stuff. And yeah, they're
They're
just pieces.
protected. They're protected as well, which is
Sure, they're
disgusting.
pieces of shit. They are pieces. People think that pedophiles go to prison and they get beat up and killed. That's not the case. Not the case. The people in prison, as long as those guys are buying them commissary, giving them money, they don't care what they did. You know, they'll rob them, no doubt about that. But yeah, unfortunately, in Florida, anyways, that's not the case, and it's sad. But I've met many of these people, Drew, on the street and in the prison, and you'd never know it. You'd never know it. Nice guy next door, yeah, has kids. You look at the Delphi case. I mean, what the hell? That guy had a daughter these girls' age. So,
That dude is soulless.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Whoever did this is soulless. Fucking asshole. It pisses me off. It really does. Um, you have no idea how much it just digs into my soul, man. When I hear this shit, it's too often, Drew. It happens too often. It's crazy, and there's no way because they don't have a sign that says I'm a pervert or a pedophile or a creep or anything like that. And so you don't know until you catch them. And usually the ones that get caught,
And they let them go. Like they think that they're not going to reoffend. They just get more careful with choosing their victims, and also they get better at hiding their crimes. And
mm,
part of one of the things they do to hide their crimes is if there's no live victim, that victim can't testify against them. And in Iowa, we don't have the death penalty. So, I mean, that's at a certain point, if there would have been a death penalty here, that person would have had to make that choice. Well, if I get caught, it'll be life in prison. Or if I kill these little girls, it's going to be the death penalty. But they don't have that here. And I think that would be a great tool for investigators if we did. And it would be a good tool to for some of these people, think about what they're doing. That they're, are you willing to make sacrifice your own life by taking someone else's? So, I think um, any homicide connected with a felony. So a felony would be the kidnapping and murder. Then it should have to be connected with a felony, not just any murder. But I think these kind of cases we need a death penalty. Um, you know, and I think it would help. And even if it saved one child, it would be worth it to me.
it helps during the case, Drew. The death penalty is supposed to be a deterrent. I'm here to tell you it's not because nobody ever thinks they're going to get caught outside of people who kill somebody and they know they're going to kill them. But it does do a lot in the court system. You put death penalty on the table and these guys start singing.
Oh, well, also, what does it cost to house these guys?
In
You know,
in 1990, I worked on death row. There was 428 inmates on death row at $34,000 per year. That's
it's
why I was
probably
like, either kill them all or put them out on the compound. You can send a kid to Harvard back then for $34,000 a year. You know. Turbo has a question for you. The water witness. I guess somebody is watering the grass. Carpenter said we see them practically all the time riding their bikes past our house, but they come down and turn around in the street there. Do you know anything about that?
there was an old guy. It might be that old guy I'm thinking about on Gilbert, but I don't know.
And dude, that's a nice neighborhood too. That whole area is nice. Like I said, I was amazed to
It's a
see
nice.
all the people.
It's not. It's just a quaint little small town.
And the way everybody had their lawn chairs out on the front lawn, and the kids out there holding signs in support and stuff, dude, it was heartwarming. It really was. I was amazed. I was amazed by the people that were there at Lofty's. Never mind the people that were along the route. How long is the route that you guys take?
Oh gosh, I don't know. It's different every year. Um, we try to take different routes, but we like uh, for people as we're coming by to bring their kids out, and it sparks the conversation between the parents and the kids. Like, What's this ride about, mom? Or what's this for, mom? And then a mom or dad can kind of talk about the case with the kids, and just let those kids know how dangerous it is to talk to these people like that. Like, even just a short conversation with a stranger could lead to something bad,
Hmm.
um, so it gives the parents a chance to talk about stranger danger. It brings the case back up in the media and the surrounding area. Keeps it, we want to keep this going until we find out who is responsible. So it's just a good way to to do that.
Dude, I can't see it stopping anytime soon. The amount of caring and love and people are just fantastic in that area. I've never seen a community come together like that for
I
anything.
Not like Delphi, you know. I think Delphi is a lot like it is here. From what I've seen, I haven't been there, but I just kind of get the same vibes from that area and those people.
Now I went to Delphi after I left Evansdale, and I got to meet some folks there. I only got to spend one day in Delphi because we get called away for another cold case family, but um, it's a nice community there as well. Delphi. It's a little bit different vibe um, than where you're at. Where you're at, there's more of a sense of community. Delphi, everybody's keeping quiet.
Okay.
They don't talk about it. It's kind of weird, man. But that doesn't mean anything. There's still a case to be solved. So I'm getting. I've been involved with that one, but that's the first time I got to go there, and I'm going to go back there as well. But right
Yeah, and
now,
I've got to meet Anna a few times. She's come to our ride,
that is
and
awesome.
she's a very nice lady. And so I've kind of um, got to hang out with her a little bit too. So that was nice. Just She just showed up, and it was really uh, neat to just look over and see her pop through the door. We had no idea. She's very low key, and she wasn't like coming to it. It's not like, oh, I'm here or anything. It's very with her. She's just very low key and very nice and very supportive, and I just kind of appreciated it. So
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, she's very reserved. Stays to herself. You don't hear much
I
from
don't
her.
really, she's going through this too, um, and it's hard.
Mm.
Every people talk a lot of shit, and so I don't really blame her. I do think she's great, but I don't blame her for being low key and quiet. I'm not, but I do appreciate that she is.
You're very low key and quiet.
So
Yeah,
that's just
you're a hard person to talk to.
yeah.
Yeah, you're difficult. You're difficult. It's it's hard. It's hard for me to crack through that hard shell that you got and get to know you.
Oh yeah, very hard sell.
Yeah, the very first thing you did was try to bring me to a taco place that was flooded. That was our first meet.
Rudy's Tacos. Next time you come, that's where we're going.
Okay, what happened? They just got flooded out of
It,
nowhere.
it it's a Mexican restaurant owned by a Greek guy. It's the best tacos you'll ever eat.
Well, that Asian fusion that we had wasn't too bad.
That was great. I love it there.
That waitress, she wanted to get away from us as quick as possible. You could tell.
I want to get away from us.
Why?
I was just saying.
Did Here's another question for you. Do you know what evidence was found on River Road and what was processed at Deerwood?
I don't know where River Road is.
Okay.
So, all I know is the bikes, you know, the bikes, the purse on over there. That's all that was really found there that I know of. And then whatever was on the girls' bodies, I don't know. I'm not privy to that information. So they've kept the Seven Bridges find very, very tightly lipped what they found there. Um, Only thing that I saw was, and the day that they were found, they had me identify some shoes. Other than that, I don't really know anything.
And you were able to identify Elizabeth's high tops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, dude, that's got to be rough. I can't even imagine. And this shit pisses me off to no end, dude. And although I'm an asshole and I'm gruff, I really am. I have a lot of empathy. I really do. And I couldn't even imagine. I could not even imagine. That's why I get so involved with these cases and attached to them. Delphi, nobody wants me there, to be honest with you. But that doesn't deter me one bit. 'Cause if I got something to say and I think that I can add something to it, then I'm gonna. If I can assist, then I
Hmm.
shall. If I can't, then I
Well,
won't.
I don't think you'll feel that here. I mean, everyone in the Cedar Valley area here wants this solved, except for the people that aren't involved with it. Nobody, everyone, the police. I mean, all the people involved. I mean, they all have kids. So this is like, I just talked to a guy yesterday. I had my garage door fixed, and a gentleman came over to fix it. And I got talking with him. He's got a daughter Elizabeth's age. So when that happened, I didn't know him, but at the time, the effect it had on him, like he was distraught over it. He said, and he never let his daughter out of his sight after that. Um, and I think it had that effect on a lot of people. It's like you don't think that's going to happen in little Iowa, Waterloo, Iowa. Um, you think, oh, this is just a nice little farm community, and that could never happen here. That happens somewhere else. It doesn't happen here. I think everyone here wants this resolved as quick as possible. It's very fresh, even though it's been 11 years. It's very fresh in everyone's mind. It's still like uh, really talked about quite a bit.
Yeah, we need to get to the bottom of this. But I can tell already, and the fact that you're a mentor and that you speak to other people that have been through the same thing, I know that you have a lot of empathy too. If this didn't happen to you, it happened to one of your neighbors, you would feel the same way. That's just the kind of guy that you are, you know. And unfortunately, this happens, and it sucks. It sucks bad, but at least sometimes I got to deal with them on my terms. you know. So, and that's why I'm doing all this knocking and talking because I really don't give a shit, Drew. I'm not going to piss off the police. I'm not going to POP on you. I won't get them upset, but I do this little thing I like to call what I want. And if I want to go knock on registered sex offenders' doors and say hello and talk to them for a second, I'm damn sure going to do it. But
Why not?
yeah, well, I got
It,
nothing better to do. Am I going to hang around with you when I go there?
hell no. You
Right,
know the
exactly.
with people that don't talk, it like someone that won't talk about it with you, it really makes me wonder. Like those are the people that I'm really suspect up against. If you won't talk to me, meet me eye to eye, face to face, being the dad of one of the victims, um, that to me just brings up all sorts of red flags. And there's been a couple of those people that I still haven't got to talk to that I want to. Uh, but why wouldn't you talk to me? If you have nothing to hide, then why not talk? I mean, unless you're trying to hide something, you should be able to talk about it. Don't you agree?
I agree 100%. Now they didn't take anything out. It was somebody asked, was there anything in the purse? Her phone was in the purse. They really didn't take anything out of it, did they?
I also, it was in that person we found it was the phone.
Okay,
So
okay. No, Humano, I'm not judging the community by one day. I'm judging the YouTube community. A bunch of people got pissed off that I went to Delphi for no apparent reason.
really,
Yeah, I have that impact on people, Drew. I'm
oh,
sure you find that hard to believe.
I mean, not really.
But, they've obviously mistaken me for someone who gives a shit. I think you can realize that already.
No, I think part of it too is they had such an influx of people uh, caring about this case because it's a horrible case, and so many things have been said about different people on some of these podcasts. They just light people up. Some of them may be deserving, some not deserving. So I think after a while in that situation, we haven't really had that here. Um, but I can kind of get why that they might have some resentment.
Hmm.
Not
But
to
that's
you,
okay.
but I think generally speaking, it was such a big story and such a huge, because it was amazing. They had for the first time I've ever seen, they had a person's voice and a picture of him on the Snapchat, and like I couldn't believe it took so damn long to figure it out. I thought this case would be solved very quickly, and the fact that it wasn't, I think, really baffled a lot of people because here we've got a voice recording and a video of the perpetrator, and also the bodies were found so quickly. I'm sure they had stuff down there evidence wise, and then no arrests. So I think it just baffled a lot of people that were interested in the case. They had an influx of people going there, calling there, um, and I think maybe they're just tired of it.
I can understand that. I can understand that. I try not to piss anybody off. I'm not there to piss anybody off. But it just happens. You know, I'm abrasive at best, I guess, is my personality. But that's okay. As long as it's effective, Drew, I'm okay with all that. Now, there's been people are saying they're feeling momentum on the case, and I mean that's a good thing that people are being aware of this case, and you just never know what it's going to lead to. Somebody watching this case, this show right now, could know some little tidbit of information that could break this thing wide open. You know.
Yeah, I mean, and I know some of the advances in DNA technology over the last 10 years have been amazing. Um, and it just makes me wonder, like, because I know they're not sparing a whole lot of expense on our case because it's such a high profile case. It's um, I believe the biggest case in Iowa history. Someone told me, as far as how much has been spent on it and how much they put onto it. So I mean, it's a high profile case here, and I think whoever did this should be probably getting nervous because these DNA technologies, even the touch DNA. Did you touch the bike, dude? Did you touch the purse?
Right.
What did you their person? Like, we're coming for your ass.
And
It's
that's how it happens. They're going to ask them.
like all these years we've been like, oh man, I can't wait till the technology's advanced. Well, it's here. Um, and it's going to happen sooner or later. They're going to be knocking on your door,
Yep.
and then it's cookies going to crumble. So I kind of hold on to that, and I just have a lot of hope for the future as far as what's going to happen. And I always take myself back to the day they were found. I was just working, and I got a call, and I wasn't expecting that call.
No,
And the call was, "Get your ass down here right now." And just that feeling I got, I'm just waiting for that day to come where they're calling me saying, "Hey, we need to talk." And so just waiting for that day, and I'm hoping it's tomorrow.
dude. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I can't wait for that day.
Me
And
neither.
I hope that I'm around, dude. I hope that I'm around. If not, I'll be there shortly after. I know you'll be busy, but I'll be around.
Yeah,
I'll be
we're,
celebrating with you.
we're waiting for that the one person. Maybe it might be a person that comes up, or it might just straight up, say these assholes, the people that helped them get away with it, they just don't want to come forward. They don't want to rat on their brother or their son, and they want to protect them. We're going to expose you.
They're pieces of shit too.
We're protecting your son or your brother, whoever you are. We're gonna expose you for what you did, and everyone's gonna know what a piece of shit you are, and what a piece of shit you raised, or whatever it is, whatever the case may be. It could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend get mad at you, and she turns you in for something she knows. Who knows? But uh, yeah, we're just waiting for. But I have a feeling it's going to be. It'll be a break through a new DNA technology or something like that. I think if somebody had the balls to come forward, they would have already done so. So especially with two little girls, who is going to protect? If you're protecting this person that murdered two little girls, like
You have no
you're
soul.
a you're a soulless piece of shit.
Yep.
And so it's not going to be solved like that. Probably it's going to be solved by some new technology that comes down the rail here, and it could be already here. So
Right.
I'm just waiting patiently, impatiently waiting, I would say.
Yeah. Well, you are very patient, dude. You are very patient. It was it was a pleasant surprise meeting you and Drew, though. I mean, Larry. That was.
Larry,
Say what?
Larry's not patient.
No. Yeah, him and I hit it right off.
I, for me, uh, when I talk to Larry, I can get pretty down after waiting 11 years. And all I got to do is talk to Larry, and it brings me right down. He's been waiting since 1982 when I was 11 years old. Uh, and he's held it together for this many years. And, you know, I have to take my hat off to him for doing that. He's just held strong. And what can you say for about that guy? I mean, tough as nails.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he means what he says, and he says what he means. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. All right, brother. We've been going for a little over an hour. I tried to get as many questions as I could for you. The ones that some of them were redundant. So, but I just wanted to bring you on so everybody could meet you, Drew, and see what I'm actually working on and why I'm working on it. What drew me to the case. So now we can go right back to you can text me tomorrow that I'm a bald asshole. We can go back to doing that until I get back out there.
I'll have some new shit tomorrow. I like to get uh, new rips for you, and new ways to be uh, an asshole to you. So I'll figure.
Abrasive. Yeah, you like being mean to me. I don't understand it.
I don't know why, but I just met you, and I just feel like I've known you for a long time, and that's I'm not being an asshole to you. It means I don't like you. So
Got
when I
you.
stop, that's when you got to worry. But I treat all my friends like shit. So
Yeah, dude. I
no,
still have two friends I haven't even used yet. So
no,
I'm.
my friends know my I do break balls a lot. So um, that's just kind of keeps it fun and light because we're talking about some pretty heavy shit a lot, and you can't just talk about that shit
Mm-mm.
and not have a break from it. You have to kind of mix it up a little bit.
Well, you got some great friends. The ones that I met were fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Now, when you started calling me T Rex and doing this, and they jumped in, that was, but what the hell is this?
My cat.
What do we got going on here? Boy, this is
My
a real
cat.
professional. It's a professional show, folks.
I'm saying. Oh,
That's funny. But all right, brother, I'll shoot you a text tomorrow and touch base if you get a chance. Um, if you want to watch that video I did last night, just to look at the drone footage of the choke point, where the bikes were and stuff. If you just let me know it's accurate, where I had my bag and I put something on the other side of the fence as well. Just trying to get people an idea of what really happened. Now, do you know
I
were the
don't.
bikes on the ground or were they leaned up against the fence? Do you know that?
When I got there, it was a while after they were found, and I don't know if they had picked them up or moved them or not. I can't.
Okay.
Man, tell you what, it's during those moments. I can't even describe to you what's going through your mind. You're like, your kid's missing, your niece is missing. Um, a lot of shit's going through your mind at once, and I do remember that day well, but I don't. I just people ask me all the time. Like I even wonder which way they were facing, but I
Hmm.
just remember. I want to say they were laying on the ground, but I can't really say that 100%. I just I lost that somewhere.
Okay. Well, somebody had asked that question earlier, and it just popped back into my head.
I wish which way that they were, if they were facing leaned up against the fence, or which way they were facing. But at
Okay.
the time, really upset, and that was really uh, a big kick in the balls when we found those when we found those bikes, and then the purse over the fence. That was like really. Um, I don't know how to describe it. It was I knew shit was serious.
Mm. Oh
First off,
yeah,
I
if it
knew.
didn't hit you then, by then it hit you then. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it really hit me then. I knew they weren't in the water because the water's really disgusting, and I knew that two little girls would have looked at that water and they would have uh, been like, "Ew." So I didn't really think they were in the water. So I wasn't worried they were drowned. I thought someone took them.
Mm. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
at the
All right.
time, I was pretty panicked. So
I don't, dude. I couldn't even imagine. I'd be wanting to kill somebody. I'm sure you were as well. Yeah, that's. I mean, you want to be pissed off at your kid because they went somewhere they weren't supposed to, and you found him later. You want to be pissed off at him. You don't want to. What goes through your mind as a parent is this, and you're actually living that nightmare. So I couldn't even imagine, dude. I am.
I would. I don't hate anyone bad enough to wish this upon them. Anybody.
Mm, no, I can
Uh,
tell you don't. I can tell you don't. But listen, I want some. I want some respect for your cat walking across and me not making one comment about that. Not one joke. A
uh,
cat joke.
you just aren't quick witted enough.
Yes, 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 I am. Yes, I am. But I'm trying to keep, the moment where it's supposed to be. Not being the asshole that I was born to be. You know. But I'm
I,
sure I'll have something in a text for you later. I'll have
all
some
right.
kind of little
I'll be
thing.
ready.
Yeah. But all right, brother. I will talk to you soon. I'll see you soon. I'm coming
Yeah,
back out there either way.
I want to thank everybody too that actually cares about this case and our girls, and all the people that come out on the ride every year. Uh, every year you think maybe no one's going to show up, or this is the year that it'll be small and nobody's going to show up, and it's been 11 years. People move on, and just everybody showing up and everybody that cares. I mean, there's a lot of people that care and want this case solved. I just want to thank all your listeners and all the folks come out for the ride and support and everything. So it is a heartfelt thank you.
Right on, dude. Well, it's my pleasure, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, dude. And you've got a friend for life now, although it's shitty circumstances. I felt a real connection with you and Larry, partly because
You
all three of us are assholes, but we hit it off right away. So I
don't
will.
call an asshole to his face, though.
No, he gets mad.
I'm not saying shit to that guy.
What's he gonna
If
do?
he,
Jump up and hit me in the nuts?
what's that?
What's he gonna do? Jump up and hit me in the nuts? He's about this
If
tall.
if you see that guy fighting a bear, jump in and help the bear.
Yeah, give the bear a gun. Make it fair.
Yeah.
No, I like Larry. I would never call him an asshole. Not to his face. Not that he
No.
knows of. Yeah,
No.
not that he knows of. But I will talk to you soon, and hopefully I'll see you soon, pal.
Sounds great.
All
Appreciate
right,
you.
everybody, thanks for coming. I appreciate your support, and don't take any wooden nickels. My name is Ruckus. Thanks for hanging out. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm 10-7.